everybody. I hope we're all fit and well, no illness, no injuries, nothing we need to worry about. So we'll get ourselves started. So as we go through, I think we've got something new on, so I'll talk you through every exercise, demonstrate them all as we go, and we'll go through our class as normal. So we're going to set up, standing nice and tall, putting our feet nicely under our hips, tummies drawn in, shoulders back, arms at our sides. And then we're just going to wake our senses up with those little balance movements, so we're to lean forwards and back to just before you think you're going to fall. So you're catching the weight on the toes, back onto the heels, and just gently let that rock forwards and back. That's it. Let's go just a few times. Helps us find our balance point. Gets our senses ready, helps that proprioception so we know where our body is. Good, couple more. And then we're going to find a spot where we feel nicely balanced so we're not falling forwards or back. Then it's hands onto hips or one hand in front behind, just going to tilt that pelvis under and then back. So we're loosening up that lower back. We're finding a neutral spine. It's just a little tilt, so we're not wiggling the bum forwards and back, we're rotating that pelvis. So just tilt under, that's it, and then back. A few more. Again, just setting our body up, getting ourselves in the position to move, loosening everything up from overnight. Good, couple more. So one more. And we should have a nicely balanced position, nice neutral spine. We get our feet moving now. So pedaling those feet, pushing them down into the ground. Once you've got your feet moving, just naturally let your arms join in. So it's just alternate arms, walking movement. That's it. And we'll gradually increase the range of movement. So we start to lift those arms, bringing them up until we get to about shoulder height. We're pressing the other arm back, so we start to get that little stretch. That's it. And then slowly take that a little higher. Bringing those up. Both arms, one high, one low, pressing back. That's good. That's it. A few more times, just gives a nice stretch out, loosens those feet and legs up. That's good. One more each side. And bringing that back down. Okay, so standing tall, those feet back nicely under your hips. You just want to have a reach down to the side. Keeping that torso straight so we're not falling forwards or back. Just reaching down and slightly out. That's it. We're just going to gradually start to reach a little wider. Can start looking towards that hand as we reach. So we start to reach out wide. So gradually taking that stretch a bit further until we're reaching right out wide to shoulder height. That's good. That's it, nice and wide. Look at those fingers as you reach. We're going to start just to reach back over that shoulder now. So just each time increase the range of movement slightly. So going back over that shoulder. Right back now. That's a couple more. And we're going to start to rotate that upper body. So we're bringing it round, steady away. So it's not too fast, we're not bouncing at the end. It's a smooth, continuous movement. And release your heel, so we're looking all the way around behind. That's it. A few more. Good. One more each way. And bringing that back to centre. Okay, so let your balance come back. If you get a little bit dizzy as we spin, put feet back nicely under hips, standing tall. We're just going to circle those arms. Really nice, big, wide circle. So breathe in as we're coming up, and breathe out as we come down. So breathe in and breathe out. So it really opens that chest up, a really nice stretch out. Get those circles as wide as you can. One more. And then let's change direction. So we're coming wide and blow out as we come down. Breathe in and out. Nice deep breaths to get all that oxygen in as we're stretching out, loosening up. So when those arms cross in front, try and alternate which one's on top of the other, because it does just change the angle of your shoulders slightly. That's good. Couple more. One more. And bringing that down. Good. So let's take your feet nice and wide. We're just going to circle those hips around. Trying to keep your head fairly still. It's those hips then that circle around. That's it. We've got a nice wide circle. You're going to find that your hips are just creaking and cracking, popping a little bit. As long as that's not painful, that's perfectly natural. Just those little gas bubbles that build up when we're resting, and they sort of pop and move as we start to exercise. So let's change direction, taking that around. So keeping that going nice and steady. So just loosening out everything around the hips, the tops of the legs. That's good. Couple more. Last one round. And back to centre. Okay, so standing tall, we're going to take the weight onto one leg. We're just going to start with drawing that circle around your standing leg with your other toe. If you do need help with your balance, feel free just to grab a chair or hold the wall or whatever you've got to hand. We'll try and keep that touch as light as possible, so we're working on our balance. That's it. Nice steady movement. Remember, it's mainly about using all those muscles that keep us standing tall and balanced. The leg that's moving is there to cause the disruption. That's not what we're exercising. That's it. Really good. Nice and steady. Good. One more. And bring that back round to centre. So reset yourself. Swap your weight over onto the other leg. Same again. So compare your two sides. Are you more balanced on this side, or are you more balanced on the other side? Just gives you a bit of an indication if you need to try and level out, try and work on your balance on one side more than the other. If you are needing that little bit of support, can we gradually reduce the amount we're holding on to things? So little exercises like this, really handy, so if you wait for the kettle to boil or things like that, you can just stand in the kitchen, do things like that while you're waiting. Good, a couple more. And bring that back round. Okay, we're going to reset, back over onto the other leg. And this time we're just taking that sweep forwards and back. Again, the aim is to keep standing as tall and still as we can, sweeping that leg through. So we're nice and steady. Try not to lean too much to the side. You'll need to a little bit just to get that foot clear of the ground. But we don't want to be at 45 degrees. That's it. More. And bring that in. Set yourself over onto the other leg. Nice and tall, nicely centered. Bringing that through. That's it. Excellent. Keeping that going. More. Two more. So last one. And bringing that back down. Okay, so we're still standing nice and tall. Those feet set under your hips if they've moved while we've just been doing those exercises. We're going to go into a knee lift. So just bringing one foot up, then the other. So again, that aim is to keep standing as tall and still as we can. Try not to lean too much to the side. Using all those core stability muscles to keep us standing nice and tall and still. That's it. Nicely done. A few more times and we're just going to change it up a little bit. So between each knee lift we're going to add in a squat. Okay, so on our next one, so we're going to lift, down, squat, lift the other side. So on your squats, just go as far down as you feel comfortable. If you can get to 90 degrees, fantastic. If it's just a little bit less, absolutely no problem. Always work to our own levels. That's it, really good, just keeping that going. So that knee lift, don't rush it, we want to keep thinking about our posture, staying nice and tall, nicely balanced. Really good, a few more. Good, one more each side. And bring that back, well done. Okay, we're going to take ourselves to the end of the mat if we're not there already. Standing nice and tall, feet back under our hips, feet pointed forwards. We're going to reach high and going to roll ourselves down. So tuck the chin, roll the shoulders, curling down towards the ground, slowly unrolling, stacking those vertebrae, bringing ourselves up. So down we go, curling down towards the ground. If you do need to soften those knees to protect back or hamstrings, just soften them as we go. Gradually straighten as you stand. With that deeper stretch, we can keep them straighter. And hopefully you're finding, as you're coming down each rep, you're loosening up that a little bit more. We can get a little bit lower each time. So the first time you got to your ankles, can you now get to your feet? If you get to your feet, can you touch the floor? That's it. Good. A few more. It's a really nice loosener for all that postural chain. As we tighten up, we stiffen up overnight. This really stretches out our hamstrings, glutes, our back. Loosens everything off. Good. Two more. So this time we're going to go down to the mat. So we're going down. Hands go to the mat, bend your knees if you need. We're going to walk out till we get into our box position. So we want to be in that kneeling box, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And from here, we can do our cat stretch. So we're going to raise that spine, push up through the back, head down. Breathing out as we drop down, spine drops, head up. And then rotate back through, pushing that spine up. Good. Keep rotating that through. Pushing up. That's it. Take a few more. So looking up as that back arches down, and then as we rotate through, we push the spine up and we're looking diagonally down. Good. One more each way. And then back through, push that spine up, really forcing it up. And relax, sit that back onto your heels. Reaching forward, stretching through that back and shoulders as we reach out in front. Into our child's pose. That's it. And bringing that back up. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to start down on our fronts if we're able. Okay, so we want to be laying face down on the floor. If you do need to modify, you can raise yourself, just work off your knees and elbows a little bit. But we're going to go on to our torso raise. So laying face down, just down on the floor, arms at that 90-degree position. We're just going to start by raising up that head, chest and shoulders. Our forearms will stay on the ground in contact, so just raising up. So let's take that down, elbows in line with the shoulders, and then up. So arms are just there for balance, it's the muscles in the back that do the lift. That's it. So you should feel those muscles along the spine, contracting and lifting you up and controlling you back down. So we've got a steady lift, at least a second or two to lift, pause and back down. Nice steady lifts and slowly back down. Excellent, just keep this going nice and steady. Remember, focus on the muscles in the back doing the lift. Arms are just there for support, not actually doing any lifting. Not until we put in our extension, which a couple more reps. And we're going to add in our next movement. So this time, as we lift, we're going to raise, then we're going to extend to straight arms. Slowly back down, control that. Making sure we're using the back to slowly control ourselves down. Really good. A few more. There's a really nice extension of that spine. Lovely stretch out. Good, one more. And relax in there. Okay, we're going to bring ourselves into a kneeling position. So we're going into that kneeling box with hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're going to thread the needle. So from here, we take one hand, it comes underneath, supporting elbow bends, shoulder near to the ground. We come back, we rotate, looking up to the ceiling. So bring that through and back. So we're just working one side at a time. Taking it through, dropping that shoulder. Really good, nice and steady. Don't worry if you're not reaching and pointing up towards the ceiling. If you're pointing diagonally towards the top corner or far wall, absolutely fine, that's your level of flexibility. What we hope is over the weeks, you gradually increase that range of movement. Couple more. One more. And bring that down. Sit up, have a little stretch if you need. You need to stretch out, reach. And we'll go on to the other side. So back into the same position. We take that other arm. We come through. Rotate. So you might find you're a little bit tighter on one side than the other. That's perfectly normal. Again, just gives us that little focus to think I need more flexibility on that side. So I'm going to work a little bit more and try and balance out. That's good, keeping those going. Gives us a really nice rotation, stretch out. So if you're feeling tight, that torso, back and shoulders, good one to ease us out. it, a few more. Good. Good, we'll do 2 more. So take that through. Up. Last one. And back down. Again, just a little sit up if you need. We're going to go back into that same position. We're going to start with our basic Superman. So that's extending one leg forwards, opposite leg extends out backwards. In with that nice long straight line. We'll start with the basic one and then we're going to add in an adaptation as we go. So, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to extend nice and long and in. Try not to rotate the back. Want to keep that nice and level. That's good. Try not to take that leg too high at the back. Aim for that straight line. Usually, if you think your leg's level, it's probably a bit high. If it feels like it might be pointing slightly down, it'll be about level. And the arm tends to be the opposite. If you think it's level, it might be low. If it feels high, it's probably in line. So we're keeping that going. Picturing that tea tray resting on our back. Really good. A few more times. That's it. One more each side. And back. Just take that pressure off your wrists if you need. We're going to go back in. We'll do that one more time. But this time, we're going to extend forwards, come in, and then take it out to the side. So when you go out to the side, imagine you're a little puppy cocking its leg on a lamppost. That's how your leg wants to lift at the side. I'll show you that one through. So we'll do both movements one side before we swap to the other. So we're going to extend, in, out to the side, in, extend, in, out to the side, and back. And again, making sure that we're not twisting, rotating that back. That's good. So we extend, in, side, and in. That's it. Keep that going. Good, a few more. Making sure we're keeping that back nice and level, not rotating as we lift to the sides. That's it. One more each side. Last bit. And bring that down. Excellent, well done. Okay, we're going to move onto our sides now. So we're going to lay out extended nice and long on our side, hand under our head, legs long and straight. So we're going to start with a single leg lift. So our legs are both extended, resting on our hip, waist drawn away from the floor if we can, hand in front for balance if we need. We just lift that top leg. So nice and steady. Doesn't need to be super high. And if we do need to rest our bottom foot down on the ground, absolutely fine. That's it. Good, keeping that going. Those steady little lifts. It's not about how high we can get it. Keeping ourselves controlled, keeping a steady movement. Building that strength in and around our hips. Really important, particularly as we get a bit older, to keep that strength in our legs and around our hips. Protects us from those trips and falls. That's good. Couple more. One more time. And bring that down, rest that down a few seconds. Give it a little rub if you need, just to ease it out. Okay, this time we're going into our scissors. So we're staying in that same start position, but we're going to scissor our feet forwards and back. So arm under that head, hand in front for support. Raise those feet off the ground if we can. Keep the legs long and straight. And we scissor our legs forwards and back. Keeping that nicely controlled. Steady movement. Focusing on our balance, try not to fall forwards or back. That's it, so we should sort of be pivoting on that hip bone. If you do find it uncomfortable when you're on your side, you can double your mat over, or just get a little cushion or something to rest on. Particularly if you've got a sort of a hard floor and a thinner mat, it can get a little uncomfy. That's it, couple more, one more, and bringing that down. Excellent. So staying on our side, I just want you to raise yourself up onto one elbow. So we're still laying on our side, still on that hip with our hips stacked, but we're just raising ourselves up a little bit. Other hand, I'm going to bring round above the head. And we're just going to bring our elbow to our knee, so we're going to bring that in and then extend. So again, nice and steady. So if you want to progress this exercise and make it a bit harder, we can raise our hip off the ground. You'll want to bend the bottom leg up behind you and just take yourself off the mat. But you can keep that rested down if you prefer. So we've got two options there, the standard one and that harder progression if you want. Well, that's good. So bringing those in. Good, two more. And taking that down. Excellent. So spin yourselves round or roll over, however you're set. We're going on to the other side, so the same set of exercises. So starting with that single leg lift. Let's extend out. Legs long and straight. Raising that top leg. That's it, excellent. Nice and steady. Good. Couple more. Last one. adjusting that down, give that a few seconds, a little rub if you need. So we're going on to the scissors this time. So that same start position, those legs extended, raised slightly off the floor, and we sweep those feet forwards and back. So pivoting on that hip bone, try not to roll backwards onto our bum, keeping those hips stacked. That's it, nice and steady. That's it. Really good. A few more. Good. Two more. Last one. And bringing that down. So bring ourselves up onto that elbow. Hand goes over that head. So we're onto that elbow to knee. We said if you did want to progress that and make it harder, we can raise ourselves off the mat. So we're in a bit of a side plank position, bringing that elbow into our knee. Really good, nice and steady. That's it. So it can work high or low, can be rested down on the mat or raised up. Couple more. One more. And bringing that down. Fantastic, well done. Okay, we're going to go over onto our backs now for our last 2 or 3 exercises. It's amazing where time goes every week. So I want you to lay back. We're going to bring our feet up into tabletop. So that 90-degree bend at hip, 90-degree bend at knee. Hands point to the ceiling. We're going to tap that toe down. Tapping down. And as we do, opposite arm drops behind the head. Concentrate on that lower back. If you feel that arching up, bring it back to your natural neutral position. That might be flat against the mat, but it'll probably have a small curve. So you'll have a slight gap, but we don't want that to exaggerate. If you do find that happening, engage that core, pull that arch back down to your natural position. That's good. Keeping that going. We'll just change it up now. We're going to curtsy the foot under the other one. So it's tapping diagonally across to your opposite hip. So in line with that opposite hip. You'll find your hand will probably naturally drop diagonally behind the head as well. You should find that pulling slightly differently across the abdominals now. You feel a slight diagonal pull across the abdomen. Really good. If you do find this really difficult, you can bring those feet closer in, take some of the pressure off, makes it a little easier. If you want to extend the difficulty, you can reach slightly further forwards. That's good. 2 more. And bring that in, have a little stretch if we need. Okay, we're going to stay with tabletop. So our feet are up, Bring your hands up, but bend at the elbows, so you've got a pec deck position with the arms. We're going to drop one knee out to the side, back up, opposite knee, out to the other side. Let the arms join into an opposite arm drops. So going back to our exercise on our front where we did our Superman but with the side lift, this is the opposite of that. Doing those same movements but on our back. So knee drops out to the side, opposite arm drops out. That's good. Keep it steady, controlled. Good. A few more. One more each side. So last one. And we're bringing that in. Okay, feet down on the mat. Last exercise. From here, we're going to take ourselves up to that bridge. So we're going to tilt our pelvis under, push ourselves up, squeezing the bum, pushing the heels into the floor, and then lower, slowly back down. So tilt that pelvis under, peel the back off the mat, push it up, slowly back down, one vertebra at a time, back to the mat. That's it, peel up, push, pause, slowly down. Nice and steady. So it's a nice rolling, peeling movement as we come up from the mat and slowly pressing down one vertebra at a time as we go back. That's it. Can't believe where time's gone this morning. I didn't think I put enough in the plan, but got too much. That's it. Two more. Take it up. One more time. So let's lift. Squeeze that bum, pushing the hips up, heels into the ground, and slowly back down, rocking that down. Okay, slowly bring yourself to a sitting position. So we're going to sit up, extend our legs forwards, hands up above our head. Try and reach towards your toes if you can. If not, just to where you can reach to. And then relax, let one leg come up and cross over the opposite knee. We're going to turn to the side. And then the opposite side. Let's have a reach forward, so we're pulling those shoulder blades apart. That's it. That's good. And then take that up above your head. Good. And then hands round behind the back. Pushing those shoulder blades together, chest forwards. That's it. Good. Then slowly up to our feet. Just going to stand that tall. So one final one, we're going to take our feet nice and wide. We're just going to sweep that down, up above our heads, one more time. This will take us up onto those toes, reach for the sky for 3, 2, 1, and relax it there. Well done, thanks very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Cheers, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
See you later, everybody.
See ya, have a good night.